What a match! A blockbuster pure and simple between Nick Kyrgios and Stefanos Tsitsipas. There's just so much drama and so much to talk about, so let's get straight into it. I'm your host, Henry Tui, and welcome to Matchday Breakdowns. The result. It was game, set, and match. Kyrgios. He defeats Tsitsipas 5-7, 6-2, 6-4, and is into the Halle quarterfinals, and extends their head-to-head to 3-1 for Kyrgios. It was a phenomenal match. First of all. But there were some key reasons and takeaways which led Kyrgios to the victory. So let's get into them. The first kind of elephant in the room, whenever mentioning Kyrgios, is his mental deterioration in matches sometimes. It's always a big question mark going into his matches, and trying to predict what he's going to do and how he's going to play, because just day by day, you don't know how he will be on court. I predicted Kyrgios in 2. If you saw my YouTube short, you'd know that. But I never really feel confident predicting Kyrgios because he can just completely lose it and just go away and never come back, be defaulted, game penalties, and just lose his mind, which did play a factor in this match. So something to mention is that there was a Hawkeye malfunction in the match previous to theirs against Hurkacz and Ugo Humbert, where it was wrong and the umpire had to overturn it. And it just seemed Kyrgios didn't trust Hawkeye at all in this match and was constantly complaining to the umpire and really lost focus. Well, I mean, Tsitsipas looked extremely focused and relaxed the whole match. And yeah, just little things were getting to him. I think he was really feeling the pressure of this big match, big occasion, against an opponent who he feels like he should beat, as he has before, and he still feels like he's the young, talented up-and-comer, which is becoming less and less the case as he gets older. And just his clutchness slightly went away at 5-6 when he was serving. He just gave Stefanos too many looks at his second serve, and Stef eventually capitalised to take the first set 7-5. And just really struggling with his ad serve out wide. That was really bugging him, as well as his low first serve percentage, which I can show you on the screen now. In the first set, he was just very frustrated with himself. Just the things he was trying to do, he couldn't. And after losing the set, as to be expected with him, he broke down. He smashes a racket and breaks a bench. Very disappointing, but to be expected with Kyrgios. Early on in the second set, he also throws his racket, but he didn't do it very hard, so he didn't damage the court. But I feel like what changed in the second set is that Tsitsipas went from being extremely clutch, calm, focused. I just feel like he switched off a bit. It was like when Kyrgios played Murray. As soon as he lost it, he didn't get it back and completely fell apart and got the game penalty, and that was it. And I'm wondering if Tsitsipas just switched off a little bit, just a bit of an emotional letdown from the first set, thinking Kyrgios has lost it. He's got this warning from smashing the racket. I mean, this is in the bag now. He's lost it. But then Nick raised his level fantastically, and from the second set on, maintained an extremely high level, which was really, really, really impressive. He was just putting so much pressure on Stef's serve, being so aggressive, taking control of the points whenever he could, and secured the early break in the first game of the second set. And just a ridiculous point by Kyrgios in the second set at 40 love down on Stef's service game, and he comes up with an incredible shot, which I can show you on the screen now. Just completely unbelievable. And he manages to get that back to break point, wins the next 4 in a row. Stef does manage to hold, but it's just a statement. Even at 40 love up, Kyrgios is coming back and putting the pressure on Stef. He managed to secure the double break, taking that second set 6-2. And he just never let up in the third set. Stef did manage to steady himself a little bit and was much more focused. But still, so much pressure on Tsitsipas's serve, just always knocking at the door, and was just maintaining that high level, as I said, which was really, really commendable. Because he struggles with that sometimes. His focus goes whenever, really, over the littlest things. And he managed to really, really hold it together, which was really, really good. A pattern of play that I thought was really important as well, or an aspect of the match, was Stef's backhand. In the first set, Stef's backhand was actually really good. Usually he struggles with the backhand return, especially on the grass. And in the rallies it was good. But it just faded a little bit in the second and third set, because Kyrgios really started to target it. And the reason why Tsitsipas is not so good on grass really became obvious, which I will show in this diagram. So basically, everyone knows that Tsitsipas is a clay court specialist, and the reason is that the high, slow bounce of the clay really benefits his game, especially on his backhand side, because not only does it give him more time to set up on that side, it also means that using his world-class footwork, he can run around his forehand and run around his backhand to hit his forehand, which everyone knows is absolutely world-class. And that is what he wants to do. He wants to dictate on the forehand. He wants to get on that side. But the grass just doesn't allow him to do that as easily. The low, fast, skidding bounce of the grass, as well as Nick's incredible pace generation, just doesn't give him the time to run around it. So he has to hit more backhands, especially as Nick was really targeting that side. And I'll show you an example of the runaround forehand, which is actually from this match. It was one of the first ones that I saw really deep into the first set. And usually that's one of his best shots. And he just really struggles with it on the grass. And yeah, just Nick's incredible pace generation off his ground strokes really stopped Stef running around his shot, which was very, very wise by Kyrgios. And it basically meant that Stef was slicing the ball a lot, which had mixed success. He missed a couple on big points, on break points, 2 chip slice returns long, but obviously eventually he did break, so it's not the end of the world. But it was just a sign that his backhand, as the match went on, did start to fade away. So Kyrgios did very, very well there, and that is the main reason I think why Tsitsipas isn't so good on the grass. If you're going to upset him on any surface, it's likely to be the grass. So Kyrgios did very, very well. And yeah, overall, Nick did extremely well to focus himself after the first set, really raising his level, and breaking down the Tsitsipas backhand, and just constantly sustaining pressure on Stef's service game. But I think the backhand breakdown was the most impressive, because Stef, I mean, should be good on grass. If you think of a grass player, a big serve, which he got loads of free points off of today. He's got the nice hands, brilliant volleys. The forehand is amazing on every surface. But it's just the backhand the backhand defense just isn't quite there for this surface yet. But I think he will become much better on grass as his backhand improves. because he's still obviously really young. He is the next gen. Well, now almost the current gen now, as people are fading away. But that's just one area of his game that grass doesn't suit, or he doesn't suit to the grass very well at all. But congratulations to Nick on an amazing match and just a very, very impressive performance with some incredible hot shots. I can't wait to watch the highlights. It was amazing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know what you thought of the match in the comments. I always love reading them, so thank you for everyone's support there. And that is all I have for you today. I've been your host, Henry Tui, and if you enjoyed, a like and subscribe is always amazing. Very much appreciated, means the world. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. That has been the game, set, and match, and I will catch you later. Bye bye. Thank you.